Hello there and welcome. Today I want us to learn some of the basic things that you should know about your tire, or some of the basic things that the letters on the sidewall of your tire mean. So we are going to talk about it. It's about time I changed these tires. I've been using them for 2 years and it's quite evident. And these are Nereus. They are called Nereus tires. There you have them, Nereus. I've been using them for 2 years, and I don't have track tires or daily tires. I've been using both. I've been using these tires for both the track and daily. That is to say, I have had competition on tarmac on these tires, and I use them daily. And that is evident by the sidewall. If you can see how the sidewall is, see, that tells you that this car has been cornering hard. Trying to corner like a bike. You can see the pande of the sidewall. It's been cornering like a bike, but all in all, I can recommend this tire. It's a very good tire for daily and track use. This is the pattern. This is the tread. 2 years of using it aggressively. Yes, so that's that. Let's get into the numbers. I think we'll start with the most common one, the 225, 45, 17. I think this is the most confusing numbers on the tire. This is more confusing than the Kenyan electorate. This 225 is in millimeters and measures the width of the wall, of the width of the tire, the 225. Let me just show you. Yeah, so when it is upright, the 225 is the width. That's the 225. So that's the width of the tire. The 45 is the aspect ratio, which is in percentage. So the 45 measures this bit of the tire. So let me just show you. So that is what the 45 measures. So the 45 is the percentage of 225. So if you do 0.45 by 225, you will get the size of your sidewall. So that is the percentage ratio. The 17 is the diameter of the tire, so which this says it's designed to be on a 17-inch wheel. So that's the diameter of the tire. That's the 17. Then we get to the R. R is the radial. It's the way the tires are made. If these plies, there's something we call plies in a tire. If they are perpendicular to the center line, this is the center line, is one. If these plies, this is what we're talking about. If they are perpendicular to the center line, that is what the R, this R stands for. If you have a D here, it means that the plies are diagonally situated to the center line. So now ours is perpendicular, it's on a 90-degree angle. So that is why the R, we have an R. If you had a D, it would be diagonally. The W is the speed rating of the tire. So the W is the maximum the maximum speed this tire can do safely. So if we have various letters, we have the S, we have T, we have U. So different speed rating for different tires. You might, for instance, the W stands for 270 kph. So that says it can safely do that when it is in good condition, of course. Let's also come to D. These are the numbers here. DOT. DOT simply means Department of Transport, which says that this tire is verified, or it's approved by the Department of Transport for the use of normal, or for the use of road. Then you have the BU9U. This is the manufacturer's code. Sometimes if there is a default and they need to recall, this is what they use. Then we have the 3020. 3020, this is also very, very important when you're buying. This is very important when you're buying the tire. 3020, 30 stands for week, 20 stands for the year. So this is week 30 of 2020. So this tire was manufactured on week 30 of 2020. The reason for this is because tires expire. So when you're going to buy a tire, make sure it's not expired. Tires expires after 6 years, so make sure that when you're going to get your tire, make sure you look at this 30/20. If it's 6 years, if it's after 6 years, that tire is expired. If it's even on the line of 5 years, 4 years, just know that that tire might be on your car and during the expiry date. So this is really important, and we highly recommend that you do not retread your tires. Kuna zile tires za Wakamba zile tunazitanga za Wakamba, the retreaded tires. Kindly never, we advise against that, because sometimes you'll get a retreaded tire that is expired and might end up injuring yourself. Now, I don't know whether this is clear. I don't know whether this can be seen, but right here you can see outside. So on this tire it's written outside. On some other tires it's written traction. It's written traction or rotation. Sorry, it's written rotation. So outside means that this side of the tire is supposed to be on the outside, on the out part of the rim. So if this outside was on the other side of the tire, this tire would have been installed wrong on the rim. So some of the tires will show you rotation. So the rotation will have an arrow that maybe points this way. So if it points this way, make sure that the way the wheel is rotating, that is how the tire is installed. Because I've seen so many people who have installed the tires, but the treads or the rotation is wrong. So you find that the treads are going on the opposite direction, which is bad for your traction. Now there is something else called the tread wear. I'll show you using another tire because this one is quite done. Tread wear here, tread wear. This one says 320. Tread wear is how quickly the tire wears out. The highest being 400, sorry, the lowest being 100, the highest can go up to 600. So that means this is a unit of measuring how quickly the tire wears out, but you cannot compare two tires of different manufacturers. So if you're comparing an Arias tire, you'll have to compare it with an Arias tire. That is to say, if the tread wear of this tire is say, because this one is 320, this Arias tire of 320 compared to an Arias tire of 200, we'll say that this one will last longer than the one of the 200. Next we have the traction. The traction, we have letters. We have A, B, C, and D. A, B, C. The traction, I'll still show you using another tire because this one is quite done. So the traction means the stopping power of this tire on a straight line on a wet surface. The highest grade being A and the lowest being C. So for tires like slicks, slicks are those tires that have no, what do you call them? That has no treads, which are used for racing. If we have a tire that has double A, that means it's better at stopping on a wet surface on a straight line than a tire that has B. Temperature, we have A, B, and C. A being the highest grade. So this measures the ability of this tire to resist heat. I don't know whether you can see it, but I'll show you using another tire. The ability to resist heat at speed, at maximum speed. So A being the best quality or best ability, then C being the lowest. Then we have the tread. These are just the components of which has been used to manufacture the tire. Then we have radial tubeless. Then before we finish up with some of the basics of knowing your tires, this one is written standard rim 7.5J. So this tire is supposed to be on a rim that is 7.5J. So the 7.5J means the width of the rim. So this one is on a 7.5. So if you have maybe 8.5 rims, you cannot use them on this tire. So again, when you're buying your tires, check out that. Then there is this. I told you about the W. I told you about the 94. This 94 over here is explained here on the maximum load. So maximum load that this tire can carry is 670 kilos or 1477 pounds. So remember, you have 4 tires, so each tire can safely carry 670 kilos now on this tire. Now max pressure is 50 psi. Yeah, if you can read that, let me show you. Max pressure is 50 psi when cold. What this simply means, that this tire, when cold, not when hot, when cold, that when you've parked the car, the maximum pressure that this tire can hold is 50 psi. So this does not mean ukienda pale kwa petrol station, this is what you should put on your tire, this is the pressure you should put on your tire. No, that one is written on the driver door of your car or on your owner's manual, so you can check that. This simply means the maximum pressure the tire can have or has to have when it is when it is cold, when it is at a standstill. The others are quite explanatory. These are the safety warnings, so I really don't think there's anything else to say. Basically, that is what we need to know about tires. So the width of the tire, the diameter, the expiry date, the speed rating, the load rating, and the temperature, the ability to stop. That is basically what we need to know about the basics of a tire before we purchase a tire.